Hi everyone, welcome back to Through Alchemy. So this reading is going to be a pick a card on universe's message about your love life currently. So we have three piles from the left to right. Pause if you need a little longer. Pick the one which calls your name the most, and I'm gonna start with pile number one. Hello, pile number one. You got the card of Archangel Uriel. This says passion, spirit, connections. Number 27, somebody's age could be number 27. Something about money. I don't know if some of you have been thinking that you need money to date, or at least you need to be stable. I'm hearing from spirit that there's a dual there's like a truth and a false in this situation. That one, you need to have money to date, mending where it may be attaching your self-worth with it. But the other one is also that you're quite smart because you're also inviting self-sufficiency. So they're not negating your point, they're not criticizing it, but they are noticing a bit of a catch in that you've placed for yourself. Fork in the road. You're very intellectually driven. You're not someone that is overly emotional in relationships. In fact, you have a very Aquarius energy, which means that you plan, you think, and then you date someone. So you're the type of person who's going to narrow down the credentials that the other person has and how it fixes in your life. And you're not very accommodating. That's what I'm picking up over here. I could be wrong, but that's how I'm feeling right now. You're not seeing as much as how both of your lives are going to be combined, maybe to some degree, but you're more focused on how they're going to fit in your life. Again, it's not something that it's wrong. Maybe it's just a confirmation if you're in the right pile, or just the reading. Sometimes we pick readings that have no messages for us. Death, again, it is talking about some sort of physical change that is taking place in your life. I know this shows the skeletal composition with the horse, which could talk about things being at a very fast pace in your life. Fast pace. This is the Scorpio energy. If you could see the sun in the back, it's a sunset, it's not a sunrise. It's nearly the tones of red and orange, purple. I feel like you're definitely attracting someone. The page, Knight of Pentacles. You're not in a hurry. I feel like your focus is quite a lot on money. You're more focused on money. That's what I'm feeling. You're not looking for games anymore. You're looking for the real deal, for stability. Ten of Cups in reverse. You still feel sad about how things ended in your past or how your childhood was. And I feel like Spirit is saying there's a little bit more time before you completely grieve what has happened to you, because you're still bruised about it. Um, you've lost a bit of your composition or your personality or your humor because of the last person that you dealt with in terms of love. For some of you, you find yourself incapable to flirt with other people because it's aimless. If you find it embarrassing or you find it kiddish, you don't find yourself in this capacity to let loose anymore. You're quite concerned about your image. So I am picking up a bit of like being uptight, but I don't think you're trying to be uptight. I think you're hurt. And it's not because of somebody that's been excessively damaging just in the recent past or something like that. It seems more like you're just very hurt by how maybe practical life is, because you've been focused quite a lot on money. And recently I feel like I'm hearing adulting. Life got really, really real for you. Archangel Gabriel, communication of all kinds in reverse. You may not be allowing the universal communication get to you right now, because you're like, this is all games and gimmick, and I need more time to I just need more time to get my ducks in a row, because I don't feel like for some other reason, I don't know if you've placed your self-worth on money, or you're just scared to get in a relationship without having that financial security or base for yourself. You're just scared because you're seeing as relationships as a threat right now. That's what's showing up in your energy. Capricorn, the devil energy, again, this is so focused on career, again represents the 10th house. So stubborn, staying the course. You want the good life for yourself. This is Saturn energy. I'm not saying that you're thinking like this for no reason. Definitely life really shook you up, and I'm hearing in a corner that you had to make up your mind, you had to become strong. You don't feel or have that social, I wanted to say emotional security, but I said social. So maybe it's a lack of social composure. You feel isolated, or you've isolated yourself. There's something that is a bit in the extreme that the universe wants you to pull yourself out of. Now, it could be that start interacting with more people. It's not because of a romantic, um, it's not to push you into romance or develop relationships, but it's definitely to develop friendships or relationships, or not. I feel like this is not networking in the sense that you think it is, because you may catch it as networking for your career, but they want you to make what seems meaningless to you right now meaningless. No, meaning, you don't have to always get an output out of it by making friends that just make you happy. I feel like you're missing happiness in your life. It's not love. I know you came in for a love situation, but if this is your reading, I don't think that you need to hear about a romantic partner readily available. I think you need to invite love and happiness in different ways in your life. Surrender to complete healing. It's because I feel like you're scared what you're going to find out about yourself, or how you're going to get triggered if you start getting in even just friendships, because maybe there's a part of you that is struggling to socialize with other people, because it makes you it forces you to look inside on what feels a bit inadjustable. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but you struggle to adjust with other people. And I do want to say that it's not about intelligence over here, that you're not meeting like-minded people. I feel like it's a bit of a level of incomprehensible or unjustified, unrealistic expectations of other people. You're not going to find somebody that's ditto like you. You're going to find people that are in different shapes and sizes, with different intelligences, with different creative abilities, with different ways, walks of manners, and that's how you make friends. You're not looking for a twin, are you? You're looking for a friend, and the most unexpected people that don't look like it end up becoming your great friends. So maybe you do have a circle, but you're clinging onto it, or what's gone. Um, it's not in a way where I'm rushing you, but I am emphasizing on the importance of it. So maybe it may feel as a rush to your body, because your body's like, no, I was thinking about something this morning which makes a perfect piece for argument in this context, which is that one thing happens to us, one bad experience, and it may be a really bad experience that shakes us up to the core, which I mentioned in your reading, I think, previously. And it shapes and it distorts our perception for our whole life towards that thing. It's like it takes one person, one experience to create such a traumatized perception towards the same thing in different shape or size. So I'm not sure exactly what it is for you, but this reading is just another message from the universe that give life, or that thing, or whatever it is that you're so scared of, another chance. It's not a complete deep dive, but it's more to open up your heart and life and your soul to experiences. You are missing a major part of your life that seems to be fun. And I don't think this is moving towards romantic interest, it's moving towards friends. Is my personal philosophy is that friends have a very, very important role to play in your life, and they are not an alternate but an important source of love that you receive in your life. And through friends, you also learn to communicate, exercise boundaries, and learn their ways of love and teach them when you're not actively looking for a romantic relationship, because you're not trying to force people to fit in your puzzle of life. You're trying to maybe chisel a bit of yours, maybe help them chisel there, and just make things work with each other instead of being like, oh, you don't readily fit in my puzzle, so I'm just going to throw you out. No, that does indicate a lack of adjustment within you that needs to be a bit worked upon, because again, it's a way of unrealistic expectations of other people, because if you'd be in the same place, you'd feel that that's um quick for them to jump to this conclusion that maybe we can't be friends, right? People take time to open up. That's what I'm seeing over here. Knight of Cups in reverse. I think that your next step, which is an important message over here, and it seems quite doable, is to not jump into a romantic relationship. It's to form friendships with people, not with the motive to find and convert that friendship into love. It's just find friends, man. Find friends. Find like minded people. Go out there. Just talk to anybody. Talk to people in the same interests or communities, or join a new class, or do something. And I'm hearing strictly don't do it online. Don't do it online, because physical presence makes a lot of difference. I feel like your energy is a bit like you came out of a tragic experience. Now this could be a number of things. Just because I place it under the umbrella term of tragic experience, it doesn't have to be that something physically was imposed tragic or traumatic, or somebody else did that to you. Maybe it's just your own internal transformation that has been so prolonged or so taxing on you that you may have just had to separate yourself from the outside world. But this is an open invitation. Go out there, find like minded people, start mingling again. I feel that this has an important emphasis, and has had in my life as well, because I undergo a lot of these phases where I'm, in and out or isolation, and it's involuntary. And I feel that it's so important to step out and have people around you physically, because if you're a deep thinker or an overthinker, if you're just simply really hurt by life, you need to get out so that your thought patterns and that loop of mental pattern can be broken. Because when you meet someone, it doesn't have to be somebody that's 100% like you and you're like, we have to be besties. You don't have to be best friends with them. You just have to like them enough, like their mindset enough, your social, financial, educational background. Something has to be of, like-mindedness, and maybe they come from different walks of life. It doesn't matter. It's not about the place, it's just about the company that helps you break that thought pattern. And I think that is so, so, so important for you. Maybe it comes under the glimmer of a love reading, but it's so important. I hope you don't overlook the importance of making other relationships a priority, because one person, I get it, spirit is coming to the end of it. The conclusivity of saying this, the important message in your love life, is that one person does not fulfill all your needs. You need other people. That's why people need communities. That's why, even as a person who's so spiritually inclined, it's not that I'm striving to be alone and just gain enlightenment and want nothing from life. Absolutely. It's more in a way where you're looking for community, because people feel undervalued, people feel lethargic, people feel overlooked, unseen, and they start leaning towards the depressive, apathetic side of life, because they're not feeling seen by the people around them. So this is an indication, or this is a message to find people that are like-minded like you, just a little bit. It don't have to be exactly like you, so that you can stop feeling undermined, so that you can also start policing those vulnerable parts of you, and perhaps pull yourself out of these overthinking loops of excessive agony is what I'm picking up, or like feeling like life is not worth it, or I need to completely focus on work and bury myself in work. No, it's inviting you to a life of balance. Okay, so pile number one, this was your message, and I hope to see you guys in another one. Information for personal readings is given down below. Bye bye. Hello, pile number twos. If you chose the second one, you got the card of energetic realm, life between lives. Oh, it's more like seeing a soulmate coming in your life. Now, it does seem like someone that's already been in your life. Somebody is just like, no way, I don't want that person back again. But it seems like, buddy, you still got some things, unfinished business with this person. There's also the constant air of a spirit baby. I don't know if you're a woman and you've been feeling this intuitively, then this is another confirmation that there is a spirit baby that's been talking to you. For some of you, it is giving a baby girl, the energy of a baby girl. So hunger. This is talking about hunger for life, love, fulfillment, wholeness, fulfillment. I think it's more like feeling this void inside of you that you sometimes just feel like you need to lean towards or embrace. I'm saying like embrace the strength and the biceps of a big man around you. This could indicate the fact that as a woman, and you don't have to be a woman, this is like a gender non-specific reading, but it does indicate perhaps as a woman you feel like you crave a man that's like physically bigger than you, but I can understand the psychology behind it, the appearance, but energetically and emotionally it represents someone that feels a bit stronger than you so that you don't have to carry your own burdens. And I think that it's indicating a part of you that thinks that the moment you're going to find that man or woman, most apparently it is feeling like a male energy that you're looking for to lean upon so that you don't have to carry this burden of your own being and your own traumas and your pain, things that maybe your father didn't do for you or your family. You feel a bit like unsupported or in lack from birth. That's what I'm hearing. So this is indicating somewhere where I'm not saying that is 100% advantageous for you to have this mindset. It is definitely empathized with from spirit's end. The thinker, yeah. This reading is going to really put you in a food for thought. That's what I'm hearing. It's something that you may have understood about yourself but never really confronted. I'm hearing not for the faint of heart. I feel like there's this energy of feeling like a victim. And I feel like the messages are going to get relatively sensitive. So this is just a general reading. It's not a psychological diagnosis, but it is going to be real. I'm not going to filter out the messages. There is a victim mindset over here that I didn't get this, I didn't get that, I don't have that. And there's something that is moving a lot towards the father figure. For some of you, you're 26. Somebody's age is 11. That's weird. Somebody's age is 11 or life path number 11. You could be 22 as well. A very strong emphasis on 22. It could be a birth date as well. 30, 32. Somebody's 32 years old. Scorpio. Dealing with a male Taurus. That's very specific. Or a Taurus or a Leo. So I'm feeling that you're constantly looking for the reassurance that your father didn't give you, and you're being hypocritical of men around you. This could be even about your brothers, your siblings, and you're looking at them like they're not doing enough or they're not pulling enough weight in the house or with their girlfriends or something like that. There's just a lot of outer criticism that's coming from your inner masculine for feeling incapable of providing for yourself. At this point that I'm hearing from spirit is more about how you feel insufficient within yourself to take care of yourself, that outwardly keeps seeking toxic masculinity, which also reflects the same wound that you may have. So it's not about the fact that they are negating or invalidating your experience as a child and as a daughter or as a woman, regarding your father and your relationship with him. But I feel that there is an emphasis on owning up, taking ownership for your life, and not exactly seeking that outwardly um, from another man, because it's not coming from a place of 100% wanting companionship. Because if this so far resonates with you, it's more of a codependent pattern that's seeking relief from the pain that she still feels from her own childhood. Okay, so that's what I had in terms of what this really means for you. I feel like you have somebody in your energy. It's like an ex-friend or somebody that you left behind, an alternate message. Taurus in the 4th house. Emotional foundations. Life is calling you to grow your emotional foundation as a woman or a man, but it's more related with your relationship with your father. That's the main emphasis. Something missing in reverse. Spirit wants to tell you that there's nothing missing in your life. It's really as sassy as it sounds, that you don't need a man to sustain yourself financially. You don't have to be the richest woman, but you can level with your lifestyle. That's what they want to tell you. That, and the thing that you're thinking about is not about the grind or the hustle about it. It's more about the internal work that you'll have to put in to unlock the healthy masculinity within you that allows you to, or aids you, I'd rather use the word aids you, that's a better formation of words. I feel like it's more like aids you in building the life that you want, because I feel like you're not exactly wounded in terms of the money and the hard work. You're lacking the internal compass for it because you're still seeking a father somewhere. And as painful that can be, it's more about building a relationship with yourself that still feels at a disadvantage in life, that I didn't get this and other women get that. Or it's more like feeling jealous when you see your friends or somebody else on the TV or in the movies being truly loved and adored by the man in, you know, his by the man in her life. Clean up and reverse. This is an elk with a broomstick or a duster or something like that. I don't know what you call that. This being in reverse because elk is quite a fatherly energy, and it is represented in the animal archetype tarot deck. I remember it is represented by the Taurus energy. Again, there's so many same messages, overlapping messages, which does tell me that it's about luxury. Like, you're still surviving right now. I understand that. I see that. That's what I'm hearing from spirit, you know. You're actually looking for this place, and your inner child, I'm hearing from her that she's looking for this space to finally say the things to you, or just nobody, that she's been able to actually confess how hurt she feels because she feels discarded or abandoned by her father. And she is so bright and she's smart and she's understanding of what difficulties he's faced in his life, but the anger doesn't come from the fact that, I mean, it does come from a place where she wasn't treated well but it's more like your psychological evaluation or your intellectualizing of why he didn't show up and what were his challenges defeat the purpose of her being able to be angry and hurt, because anger is an overlying emotion, which underneath has a lot of pain, and it's like your inner child wants this space to just be unreasonably hurt without having to understand why he didn't show up. So it's more like giving your inner child the full frontal space to go rogue with the amount of pain and grief that she actually has inside. She's not looking for justifications to why he didn't show up. She's just looking for a place to finally say the things she never got to say. Because how much I can understand this is in relation with the fact that we're looking for somebody to lean upon who would take off this burden, because there's an unmet need inside. So you're thinking that, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a great man and he's gonna finally love me, so I wouldn't have to carry all of this pain, because it actually comes from not having a stable masculine figure in my life. But what she's saying is that you outsourcing that, creating that level of quote unquote dependency, is making her feel more alone, because she's like, is anybody ever going to give me the space to just tell somebody like how hurt I am? And she's looking for that place within you, because somewhere maybe, and I'm not saying that you're intentionally doing that, but she's just like, can I just get some space to express how hurt I am without having to be a brainiac or an empathetic woman or something like that? She's just like, can I just be a hurt human? That's what I'm hearing her say. Cow spirit, miracles are endless. So I believe that when this process starts taking place, you will attract a new person. And of course, you're not going to attract the same energetic blueprint. And that's why I feel like, we have energetic runs right here, because you're not going to attract the same person or energy in different bodies, because you're not the same person. And you can't attract anything different than what you really are. So maybe the whole point of this elaborative expansion of how hurt you are is just that it's not a no, that you're not gonna have a healthy man in your life. It's a no for right now, because you're not able to attract that, because you're not giving yourself the space. How outrageous does it sound that we may not give our inner child the platform to voice out how hurt it is in our whole lives? That's the caged feeling that you're feeling. It's not because you can't make money or you can't live by yourself or you can't sustain yourself. It's about the grief that it's carrying since forever. Ghost. It's about feeling ghosted by your own self. And I'm saying that you're not consciously doing it, and maybe you're actively working on yourself, but this reading suggests something at an energetic level that you need to give it more time to really, really speak its truth. That's what I'm really feeling. The inner child needs more time and space to be who it needs to be. That's what I'm feeling. So, what is the tea on the person that's going to be coming, or the one that's okay? The person that you're still attracting, the energetic body, doesn't matter what their face is like. It's more about someone who also feels like a wounded warrior. So you may be feeling like, I want to attract a man who can take care of me and who can be a man and I don't have to mother him. But if you resonate with this so far and you're still watching, I might assume that you are. It's more of the fact that maybe you weren't aware before this reading that you're actually seeking a father, and that's why you end up attracting men that are looking for you to mother them, and then you get pissed off like, why do I have to fix them, right? So this is an important message that spirit had for you guys. I'm gonna leave this here. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I'm gonna see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 3. You got the card of community, personal or professional connections. So you're quite the workaholic. That's what I feel. You're hyperfixated on a goal, which is commendable. That's what I'm hearing from spirit. I do feel like this is a phase where you're focusing quite a lot on something that you want to make happen desperately. It does seem like a soul calling. That's what I'm hearing. So the question is, why are you at a love reading, and what do I have to offer you right now? Oh, that may be the question. What do I have to offer someone right now when I'm so busy with it? And I'm hearing from spirit, where there's a will, there's a way. I just think you haven't found someone that's worth the investment. You've got this very geeky, brainiac kind of a vibe. Definitely 100% sapiosexual. I could write it down. I feel like if you've been going through a dry spell, especially, sexually, or you're celibate, I think something's about to change. Or for some of you, yes, but it's like, no. I mean, for majority of you, a lot of you here, I'm hearing comment down the duck emoji. You may want to see how many of you guys are the same. It's somewhere that I'm hearing that spirits, like, they were trying to say that, you get opportunities to like hook up with random people and form those flings or something like that, but you're so busy and you're so absorbed with soulful work. A lot of you are entrepreneurs or business owners or things like that, and you don't have the bandwidth to entertain anything else than what feeds you. You do have a long-term mindset, but it's not fixated on like, oh, this has got to be my life partner. You're quite vague, you're quite fluid with it, and I feel like spirit is asking you to define that a bit more. Is it like, do you want to still keep focusing upon your work and have a little bit of interaction here and there, or are you feeling ready, like you want to meet the one? Because there is a bit of ambiguity that is going to be defined by you, simply because I feel like your love department has been neglected for a really long time. uh I want to give you a few compliments that I'm hearing from spirit. Maybe they help you with future situations. You're very good with communication, you're very good with maintaining relationships. There's nothing wrong with you. I just think that the dynamics that you've had previously as a different person or as a teenager were completely different than how you are today, and you're not investing in somebody romantically because you're right, you have not met someone that meets your criteria. That's what I'm hearing from spirit. For most of you, I'm seeing a really tall person. Like, that could be what you really want, or you could be a tall, like I'm hearing 6 feet. Or for women, a lot of you are pretty tall. Now that's just an extra feature or something like that. Confirmation, it doesn't have to be for everyone. So we have the card of warrior, courage, taking on challenges. You seem pretty busy. For some of you, I want to ask if you've been like daydreaming about pregnancy or thinking about when you'd like to have a child, if you're a woman, or you're leaning towards the traditional convention way of courting. Chameleon spirit, act as if you're a loudmouth. Spirit wants you to be a bit more softer when approaching people, especially the ones that approach you, the ones that want to take you out. I feel like I'm just seeing you being such a bookworm, or you're just so focused on something that you're doing that you don't even realize that either your body language or your approach or actually your words just shut people out, and they're not able to actually take you out or ask you out. There's like a refreshing, I'm seeing, how we refresh a desktop page or a website. That's what I'm seeing. You need a bit more of perhaps enthusiasm, passion in reverse. You're looking for something ready-made for life to just send into you, but you're forgetting that you've stepped out of the dating world completely. Confidence, there's nothing that you lack. I feel like maybe you come across as a bit cocky and standoffish. That's what Spirit wants to tell you. And I don't think you realize, because you're so fast paced with your decisions, you're so engrossed with what you're doing. That's why your love department is suffering a bit. And I'm hearing something about an ex person. The energy that I'm picking up is that you never really met this person physically. There's no exceptions to this message. So, somebody that you may have had a thing with, their initials could have been KITHL. Q. Number 14 could be significant abandonment, feelings of unworthiness and rejection. You felt rejected by this person, or they rejected you. There's definitely an emphasis on being rejected by this person and feeling like you may have blocked this person. You never met them. I'm hearing a friend of a friend. They've been checking up on your socials. They've been thinking about you. They may have even dreamt of you recently. The catch is that you never met this person in reality. It's like an online acquaintance or just you connected. This person may want to come around again, or you may actually bump into them physically now. Turtle spirit, slow and steady wins the race. So wow, this person is a bit delusional and they're thinking about like how this time around they're not going to let you go, or maybe you're meant to be and you guys are going to be together forever. The Knight of Pentacles. Things are moving slow. I know this is love reading, but in terms of money, whatever you've been working upon, this does seem about business that's been occupying your day and night. You've been working really hard. It's like, please take a bit of breather. Vienna waits for you. The song, slow down, you can't be everything, you blah 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 blah. You can't just be everything, and Rome wasn't built in one day. That's what they want to say. 10 of Cups in reverse. You're so burnt out, and I'm feeling this very like motherly energy towards you, which spirit is addressing this with. Like they're seeing you work hard, they're seeing you crunching numbers, saving up money. Some of you, you're struggling to make ends meet. You can't even afford like a smoothie or a cup of coffee outside. You're working so hard. You're seeing other people in your life that are struggling with this, and you're just like, okay, what do I do? You're panicking. A lot of you are having breakdowns, and you're like, spirit, I don't give a fuck about a person. Like, I don't give a rat's ass about having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Like, I need my money straight. It's like you've put a lot of your heart and passion in and effort into this passionate endeavor of yours, and it could just, I'm seeing somebody constantly crunching numbers, like either it's in finance or you're in IT, somebody's in something related to science as well. For most of you, it is something creative. You're an artist as well. So a number of things, but there's money or numbers involved, and they're just like, your inner child is striving to prove something at the end of the day, which is very important to you. I feel so teary eyed because spirits like, just slow down, slow down. And I can feel that the human version of you is like, no, I can't. Don't you see what a mess I'm living in? And for some of you, you don't have a place to stay. Or you're in an abusive situation or a toxic household, and spirits like, I'm sorry, but trigger warning, because I know that this is not the right message for everyone, but they're saying that you have things to learn in that household. It's not what you deserve, but there are things that you're understanding in that household. It's a very controversial message, so if it doesn't make sense to you, please don't take it. And I'm here for somebody that this does not involve physical or sexual abuse. So something is toxic, it's mentally and emotionally very, very taxing on you for some of you. And you're like, I need the money and I need my work to work. So you have a dream that you're trying to make happen while doing something that you really love, and you're like, I don't give a rat's ass about having a person right now. We have justice. It is your soul's calling. I don't think that they even feel right focusing upon love. I think you're seeking love only as a way of um, movement, elasticity, and another experience from how your life really feels right now. You're feeling the need for an escape from what your reality is like. I feel like a lot of you have been suggested to take a vacation, but then a lot of you come back to the fact like, I don't have the money for it. So some of you are in this mindset where you're like, I don't want a vacation, I want out. I want out of here. That's what I'm really hearing. All in all, if I had to, I mean, after so much of information, all in all, if I had to give you consolation for something. It's not that people don't approach you because they don't want to. I just think that your energy is really closed off, and I'm hearing from spirit for understandable reasons. But one thing they do want you to understand is that don't blame spirit or life that they're not entering your life. They want to, but you're energetically blocking them off. Maybe it's simply because, you know, there can be a hard and a what's the word, hard and a rock kind of a truth over here, that you want love but you don't have the energy and the bandwidth for it. So maybe just don't think that life is abandoning you or saying no to love. I don't think anything of that sort is happening. I just think that your energy is depleted. It's so focused on it, and they're so proud of you, and I'm so proud of you. You're trying to make something of yourself. I'm hearing I'm hearing self-made, millionaire, billionaire. Like, you have something that you know is going to work out, or it's almost like you keep going back and forth, and it's like you may think that you keep doubting it if it's the right thing for you, and you may keep doubting it until you actually make it. So it just feels like a battle every day. That's what I'm hearing. And I don't think it's about the work or the money aspect. It's more about the life path that you're choosing for yourself, the person that you're deciding to become. Because for a lot of women, going the traditional way or getting married is the way of relief from maybe this toxic situation. But I'm hearing, if you're trying to make something of yourself, please stick with it. Three of Pentacles. The universe is working with you, but not in the ways that you may realize that it is. I'm hearing it's funding your dreams in some shape or form. Yeah, the King of Pentacles. I believe I would like to conclude it at the fact that the universe is funding your dreams, and it's not left you alone and loveless in life. It's just because maybe you don't realize that you're unconsciously blocking off love, because I feel like you're frankly quite tired, and it's for understandable reasons, and you're a smart person. I feel like you know right now that you may not have the bandwidth to give a relationship a fair chance. So pile number 3, this was your reading. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I hope to see you guys in another one. Bye bye.